I'm David Hazard, author, publishing consultant, and founding director of Ascent, an international prep school for authors. We help aspiring writers to develop their books from concept to finish. We develop cover designs and page designs, and we help authors launch their careers in publishing. Kelly, it's good to be here with you today. What inspired you to do the work that you're doing now with healing oils and with yoga?
Well, David, I've taught yoga for over 20 years, and yoga's been a blessing in my life because I'm a very high energetic person, and I play hard. And so the yoga was great because it helped me to overcome a lot of issues in my life with some physical disabilities. And then with the oils, they came into my life right before I got breast cancer for the second time.
A second time?
Yes, second time. So the first time around, I did the conventional doctors do it your way kind of thing, and it was a little bit scary, and I ended up with some blood clots and in the hospital and was very traumatic. So the second time around, I was blessed by having these wonderful little oils. These are my little kit I carry to help me in all kinds of situations. And they just help to bring a great complement to the yoga. I started to see how it helped me in energizing myself and healing myself through these terrible surgeries that I went through. And it was just a blessing.
This smells great. This is a lavender oil. This smells just
And lavender is what helped to really heal a lot of my incisions.
Really?
It helped me to rest and sleep at night. Then the On Guard to protect me from germs, and the peppermint to give me a little bit of relaxation in terms of relieving pain and tummy issues.
So how do you use these oils? Do you externally rub them on your skin? Do you take them internally? Combination of both?
Yes. So you can just simply take a drop or two like you just did and open the bottle and rub them on your hands and take a couple good smells, because there's roughly, I don't know, like 1 million molecules per one drop, and they can get into your cells, every cell in your body within like 2 minutes. And what they do is they just bring the body back to balance. So it's just been great to see. I use them in my yoga classes with my students. I'll go in and they'll be a little lethargic or a little sleepy, and I'm like, let's put a little Slim and Sassy on our hands and wake up, and a little peppermint and grapefruit, and they get all jazzed up. And then by the end of the class, then I'm putting on lavender and serenity and letting them calm down and go into Shavasana.
So this is something that you have worked into your whole life, and it started from the fact that you had a health crisis.
Yes.
Yeah. One experience with breast cancer, and then a second experience.
Yes. Well, the first one was a little, I say now, tiny, in that I had a lumpectomy and some radiation, which I just breezed through. A lot of people have had some issues with, but I think it was the positive reinforcement of the yoga and some great nutrition. But then the second time I decided to throw in the white flag, and I had double radical mastectomy with reconstruction. And it was, I don't want to butter it up. It was kind of brutal. But I did have some great surgeons and doctors, and thank God I started studying the oils. I wanted to know why they gave baby Jesus frankincense and myrrh. And when I found out the healing capabilities of those two oils, I started using them immediately. And it just brought me through surgery just perfectly.
So tell us briefly about your work now. You use the healing oils for yourself, for your own healing. Tell me about your work with healing oils now.
Well, what I do is after I healed through my surgeries and whatnot, I really started to do more education. Then I thought, I just have to share these amazing oils with people. I'm the type of person that I can only share from my heart. So I just saw that they were just potent and they were wonderful, and they just had so many capabilities for healing that I wanted to share. So I do some weekly classes free at my home, and I just invite people in to talk about the oils. I have one class where I just do basic essential oil introduction, and then I have another class where I get a little bit more involved. And I'm trying to bring in more and more people to talk about the oils on different levels.
Interesting. Give us some examples of who can benefit from using these oils. What type of conditions, what type of people could benefit from using these healing oils?
So I'd love when people ask me that question because there's nobody on this planet that can't use oils.
Mm-hmm.
From babies to older people to sick people to well people to animals to cats and dogs and horses. I haven't tried them on insects. Well, actually, yeah, they hate peppermint. So
good to know we have an ant problem here.
Yeah, and
in this area.
for those what are those big bugs, stink bugs?
Oh, the stink bugs. Yeah.
Peppermint. They hate peppermint. So there's not anybody that cannot benefit from using these oils.
Mm-hmm.
It's anybody that walks on this earth.
So if I was a person who maybe had headaches or some other
earaches or toothaches or toe fungus or heartburn,
mm-hmm.
high blood pressure,
mm-hmm.
low blood pressure,
women dealing with women's
hormonal
issues.
Yes, it's definitely. I mean, it's so multidimensional, and they're God's gift to us. You know, we breathe in oxygen, we give out carbon dioxide. The plants take in carbon dioxide and they give out oxygen. So it's this synergistic relationship that we have through these wonderful plants that God has provided us. And they just work to balance whatever's out of balance in your body.
Have you made any interesting or unusual discoveries through using healing oils, or even through the practice of yoga? Any personal discoveries of your own?
Well, like I said, with the healing through all of my surgeries was the first thing. I used to occasionally take some over-the-counter medications for like heartburn, and now I just pop a peppermint beadlet in my mouth. I used to take Advil for a lot of stuff. And now I just either put on some wintergreen, or we have a great past tense, which is a great blend on some of the neurovascular points in your head, and no more Advil. So I have just gotten to the point where I basically have no over-the-counter icky, toxic stuff. I also make my own cleaning supplies at home, anywhere from, window spray to countertop stuff to laundry detergent. So there's no toxicity in my life, except for maybe some people. No.
So your discovery is that you have been able to use these oils to replace household products, some light over-the-counter medications.
And you can cook with them. Which is amazing.
How would you use, give me one
example.
I
made lemon cake this morning, gluten-free, and I just mixed the lemon with some lemon oil and a little bit of raw honey to make like a glaze. The oregano I use in my pasta sauce, and basil. There's marjoram, there's coriander, makes great chili, and cilantro in your salsa, and then with some avocado. I mean, it's just endless amount.
So a lot of discoveries.
A lot. And it's so great to be able to have the oils that are pure, because doTERRA prides themselves. You'll look at a lot of oils on the shelves and they'll say not for internal use. And that's because they've got a bunch of fillers and not real pure oils. So you want to be sure that, what you're getting is pure, because it's going into your body.
Now, I want to shift gears just slightly and talk more about your yoga work. What does your yoga teaching and coaching involve? Tell me about some of the services that you offer.
Well, I teach at a wonderful place in Herndon, Health Advantage Yoga Center, which has been a blessing in my life. I also do my own private classes on Wednesday night, which are more nurturing, more in a gentle arena, with a little bit of yin yoga, which is a very gentle type of yoga, a lot of contemplative work, which is a little meditation, breathing, and we use the oils, so we kind of blend that together. I do some private work on one-on-ones with individuals, mostly I'd say some older clients that want just some gentle stretches and some openings, some breast cancer survivors. I do some work with them. And then I do some corporate work. So if people aren't, they love me to come in and just do like a 45-minute class to kind of unwind them, de-stress them.
So your life is centered around helping people to get healthy.
Yes.
You have classes that you teach about the healing oils to educate people like myself who might want to find out how can I use an alternative therapy to help myself. Also, obviously, to create healthy household products. And you also offer this whole range of yoga services. So everything you're doing is about bringing life and good health to people.
Yes.
That's great. If there's one thing that you could leave these viewers with, people who are watching this interview, one thought, one idea, what would that be?
Well, I think that I would like to tell people that life is a journey, one glorious day at a time, and to be here in this moment for the benefit of their body and their heart and their mind, to appreciate their body's immeasurable value, and to be in the moment. We're so trying to get ahead of ourselves or living in the past, and just trust in the truth of your heart. So if you're true to what you know, and not what you think you know, but really what's inside of your heart, then you can let that vibrational energy come through. And, coupling that yoga with the oils, it's just a beautiful blend for your mind and your body and your soul.
Kelly, that's great. I want to thank you for visiting with me today. And thank you for all the great work that you're doing.
Thank you, David.
We've been talking today with Kelly Cleveland. You can find her on the net at yoginioils.net. I'm David Hazard, founding director of Ascent, an international prep school for authors. If you have need of coaching services, product development services, or marketing plans to launch your career in publishing, find us on the web at itsyourlifebethere.com.